I had this conversation the other day with someone. We were talking about artists in general, and it kind of started with um, we were talking about how a lot of artists have this kind of undeserved sense of self-importance,
Okay.
and we kind of got off because we were talking about certain bands that have targeted a select demographic for years. Not not the same people, but the same demographic.
Yeah.
So people that age out of that demographic, it's
They're going for
more,
18 to 24-year-old males. That's
or
what they
they're
go
going to
for.
15 to 19-year-old females.
Yeah.
And my conversation with this person was that, you know, it all kind of started based on somebody being accused of, you know, being a predator on that demographic.
Mm.
And my explanation to this person about that situation, I think it's something that I've always kind of thought, but I've never really articulated it, and I think it's worth sharing that with a lot of artists that kind of see success with a certain target demographic, they all they just kind of stick to what works, and that feeds them, right? That pays the bills. So you can't always knock them for this, but in my honest opinion, um, when you write music or create art for a specific demographic, you're already kind of being dishonest. I think that you, I think that when you're targeting these people, you're kind of writing it for these people, right?
Right.
So I've always kind of viewed um, art as, just self-expression, and that you're just kind of putting out what you're about through whatever medium that you create in, and you're
Mm.
showing it to people, and people connect with that. And I kind of view the other stuff. I mean, you can do what you want, but my personal opinion is that it's borderline sociopathic. I know that sounds extreme, but let me keep going. It's borderline sociopathic because you are not trying to connect with people with being honest. You're trying to show them what they want to hear.
Hmm.
Trying to show them show them a version of you or something that you're not, to satisfy what somebody else wants. You're putting on a
Hmm.
mask to kind of, you know, fool these people. And in turn, these artists end up being kind of, self-righteous and kind of like real, uh,
Holier than thou.
yeah, holier than thou, or they just think that, they've got these egos that have been inflated by people that think they're gods because they've catered to these people.
Hmm.
And because people behave that way, you know, I think that any artists I've met that have behaved that way, they typically are taking the approach that I'm talking about. Now, the ones that are honest and that do make music for themselves and other people just happen to like it, I've found that you connect with those people like that. They're a lot more down to earth. You connect with them, they seem a lot more genuine because they are genuine.
Yeah.
They're not playing some character. They're not creating music to make you happy. They're doing it to make themselves happy. And they're not pretending to be someone else. So it's not surprising when you kind of put yourself out there and you put something that, means something to you and it means something to someone else. It's not surprising when you connect with that person.
Right.
So um, I just that thought kind of hit me because I was talking about what we do, and I can promise everyone that what we've always put out and what we always will put out is going to be really just us. I mean, I don't mean this in any kind of disrespectful or rude way, but I mean, we're doing this for us. We're not doing this for y'all. I'm sorry. I hope that you guys like it, and I hope that we do connect with everyone we can. But this isn't something I'm doing for fans.
Right.
There are things that I will do for fans that do like my stuff, but it is not going to be the music we make.
Yeah, it's not priority.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just had to throw that out there. It was a thought that I had, and I don't know. Maybe I'm way off, but I kind of.
Well, no, I think you're right, because I mean, you got to think the opposite is also true. It's like I've been listening to Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life. And something, I can't remember what rule it is, but he talks about the creatives and, how art, as far as like creators go, they view art as a part of themselves. And so when it's released to the world, if you garner enough courage to actually release it into the world, because that's the first step, is actually getting past, your own criticisms to release it. If then people don't like it, they think, you think in your own mind people don't like you because I've
take it personally.
I've presented this thing to you that I created, and you don't like it, which means you don't like me. So I think that's a huge. I think if you're in this kind of world, general art that you're releasing to people, just release it. I mean, it's not, even if people don't like it, I know it's easy for me to say, like, well, who the fuck cares if they don't like it? Like, and it's harder to actually do that, but you never know who's going to like something, who's not going to like something. And if you think, like, what if only one person likes our music, I'm cool with that. Like, I like our music. I listen to our music all the time. Like, that's why I wrote it. Like, if I want to listen to a song and I don't know a song that sounds like that, I'm just going to write it. And I'm going to share it with Ty, and he's going to do his thing on it, and then we're going to mix it, and I'm going to listen to it in my car. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
in my personal experience, the artists that I've met that are really cool, that have been really cool, like real down to earth, are artists that they've changed their sound drastically through the years. Drastically. Like, lost fans drastic. Like,
yeah.
Opeth is one of them. Michael Ockerfeldt from Opeth. Met that guy. Super cool. Super cool guy. They've changed their sound drastically so many times, and they've openly said they don't care if you like it or not. They don't care. This is what they want to do now. And, either jump on board or don't. Whatever you want to do. Devin Townsend's another one. And he's never said he doesn't care, but, I mean, that guy just does whatever he wants.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah, he just does. He just writes whatever he wants and does out there stuff, and he's beloved by a lot of people because of that, because of the courage it takes to change something that has been working for so long. I met him, and he's probably the most down to earth, successful artist that I've ever met. And he was cool. I think I don't remember exactly what he did, but he did something that was like such a regular guy kind of thing to do for somebody. Like, I can't remember if it was, like he gave somebody a cigarette or I don't even remember what it was, but he didn't treat anyone around him that which were all kind of, fanboying over him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't treat anybody with any kind of disrespect or make him feel like he was something that, he's just a man.
Yeah, which he totally could, because he is adored
Yeah,
by
universally.
many. Mhm.
And yeah, man, it's something that I've noticed. I don't know if it's true, but I've
It's true.
the person I was talking to was basically kind of is jaded about artists in general and how they're egotistical and yada yada. I was like, yeah, a lot are, but a lot aren't as well. Like
Yeah.
it it's it really you can I think you can tell a lot by who these people are going after. If they're
Mm-hmm.
going after one specific thing, um, it's one thing if you don't change your sound because that's just who you are. But it's another thing is if you change your sound according to the fads and what's hip right now.
A
And
huge glaring example is Maroon 5. Jesus Christ.
yeah, and I've heard that dude's a douchebag. I've heard he's a huge
I mean,
douchebag.
look, Songs About Jane is good. I didn't like that album. But I'm pretty sure ever since then, whatever the fad is for that year or those couple years, you can rest assured Maroon 5 is coming out with that type of song. For sure.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. You are.